Hey guys, it's Brittany and welcome back to Brittyween 2021. So I hope you guys like the new setup. I don't know, you guys know I'm always changing my setups. I mean, it's the same setup, I'm just sitting at a different angle, in a different spot. Now this video, we are getting into, holy crap, this is one of the most terrifying stories I've ever read and come across, and it's a true story. It involves 3 families in Washington state. This took place in 2007. They were terrorized, stalked, harassed by this unknown person. This stalker was stalking them through text messages, phone calls, emails. This gives me Pretty Little Liars vibes, which is why I'm wearing a black hoodie today. I'm low-key in this video. But like, for real, this is messed up. This story is literally a horror movie. So like I said, this involved 3 different families in Washington state, and they all knew each other as well. And did I say this happened in 2007, so it was quite some time ago. And technology has completely changed, so the way that the case was handled and everything, if it was happening today, it would be a lot different. So the families say that the calls came in at all hours of the night, threatening to kill their children, to kill their pets, and to kill their grandparents. Voicemails would arrive, playing recordings of their private conversations, including one with a police detective. This stalker knows exactly what the families are wearing and what they're doing, all hours of the day. Well, how it started was 16-year-old Courtney, which is so weird, like, not to make another Pretty Little Liars reference, but Courtney in the books, Allison's twin sister who was psychotic, I'm just saying. Courtney's phone started sending her friends text messages that she said were not from her. It wasn't just a bunch of gibberish, you know what I mean? And she knows that she didn't type up those messages and send them to her friends. Just wasn't happening. So after that happened a few times, that is when the threats were coming in. They describe this voice as a very scratchy voice that would call daily, sometimes to say that the entire family's throats would be slit. And that's according to Courtney's mother. So what's really weird is when the police were trying to figure out who this stalker was, these calls were being traced back to the family's phones, even when the phones were turned off. This is when it got worse and worse. They say that the hacker knew their every move, where they are, what they're doing, and what they're wearing. This stalker was recording private conversations and then sending them to the families. And like I said earlier, one of the conversations that was recorded was with the detective. The families all describe the voice as very juvenile. It sounds like a teenager. Some of the things that they would say was just very childish, but I mean, threatening to kill, to slit your throat, violence, that's never okay to do a prank. And if this was a prank, it's very well orchestrated. The voice messages would even say, "I know where you are, I know where you live, I'm going to kill you." Their phones would even turn off on their own, and their ringtones would change on their own. The stalker would even go on about how there would be a shooting at the daughter's school. The stalker knew when the kids would leave for school and when they even came home from school. And the stalker knew when the kids would be home alone and would send all these threats as well. So imagine you're going through all of that and then you're like, okay, you know what? We need to get a security system. What the heck? We need to catch this person, whoever the hell they are. So imagine you're installing a security system, but then you get a voicemail from the stalker telling you, "Oh, I know your security code." Like, this stalker was just too close. It's a horror movie. I don't understand. I've never been in a situation like that, so I can't really, speak from experience because I've never experienced something like that, and God forbid, I hope I don't. But when stuff like that is happening, it's like me filming a video right now, and then I get a text message, "Oh, I like your outfit, I like your It Chapter 2 hoodie, Brittany." Like, that would freak me out. Like, how do you see me, So that's what the family was dealing with on the daily. This stalker knew what they were doing and would comment about it and leave a voicemail or send a text message about what they were doing. So you're all excited about getting a security system to finally catch this crazy, psychotic freak. And as soon as you install it, they know the security code and send a voicemail. Oh, I know your security code. So one day, one of the other families, a girl, I don't know if I should give names. I might put names in text or whatever, the names of the families. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that, but one of the other families, a young female, she was slicing a lime, and then she instantly got a voice message, a voicemail that said, "I prefer lemons." Like, that's like when a stranger calls vibes. I would think this person was in my house. How do I not see you? How do you see what I'm doing, but I don't see you? And obviously they're probably looking outside their windows, going out, or I don't know, they could be too scared to go outside. I mean, I don't blame them, but then nobody's there. It's just so bizarre. When the families would talk to the police, they would then receive warnings, voicemail warnings, telling them, do not talk to the cops, or this is gonna happen, or that's gonna happen, just threatening them. And then they would send recordings of the conversations between the police and the families. The stalker would be recording them and send it to them like, I'm listening, you know I'm around, don't do this. But many of these text messages and voicemails seem to be targeting 16-year-old Courtney, which is how this all started, with her claiming that her phone was sending her friends text messages that she wasn't writing herself and is sending. So there are theories that the stalker was Courtney. There's theories that it was just this whole hoax, and it was just Courtney who wanted fame, like her 15 minutes of fame, wanted attention. And honestly, it makes sense. It sounds like an insider who has to know how to get into the house and how to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't believe, I mean, if it was an outsider stalker like A from Pretty Little Liars, who literally keeps tabs on the girls 24/7 and breaks into their homes and everything, that's a TV show, but literally that's what it's like. I think the families were just all confused, you know? Is it just some enemy that we have out there that we're not aware of? Is it an insider? Is it one of us who are just going along with it and pretending that they're getting phone calls and stuff, but really it's them who's sending it? That is so creepy. Like, that just gave me chills right there. I don't know what it is. I get creeped out over the weirdest things, but yeah, just imagine your entire family is going through this and then it's your sibling this whole time. And they're acting all scared and having anxiety over it, but it's been them the whole time. I would just lose all trust. You couldn't trust somebody like that ever again. Putting your family through that with threats, and I just don't get it. Now, the family don't believe it was Courtney. They have no idea why she would be doing this, what her intentions are, what her motive would be. But they say when they actually took Courtney's phone away and the calls and the texts were still coming in, and she's only a 16-year-old girl. And guys, this is 2007. You know, so it's just technology is so different today. But what's interesting is, ever since the FBI got involved, that's when it all stopped. So all it took was the FBI to scare them off. And obviously they knew, because they were keeping tabs on each of these families the whole time, 24/7. They knew their every move. And as soon as the FBI got involved, like, are you stupid? Of course the FBI would get involved, especially if it kept going on and on. But that's when it all stopped. I mean, that's great. I'm glad they completely vanished, but you know, what was the point of that? Let me know your thoughts down below. What would you do in a situation like that? I mean, obviously you would end up getting the FBI involved at some point when it just gets so out of hand. But that's what makes them stop. Which is great. Like, I'm not saying that's not great, but it's like, I want some closure. Like, what the hell? Who was that? It also kind of gives me You vibes. Let me know. I binge watched season 3 of You. I'm obsessed. I actually really liked the way that it ended as well. I thought it was a really good ending, and I just love the show You. I love it. Penn Badgley is amazing. He's a Scorpio too, so I'm living. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, you rock my world. And the song lyrics, Michael Jackson. Hashtag team Birdie44. Hashtag book with the friends. Hey. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Oh, and thing be eating you.